Okay, so now if you refresh, I should come up here.
No, that's February 24th. Can we get started?
No. Hi, everyone. We'll be with you shortly. Oh, go back down. Go back down. Okay, now hit refresh again. There it is.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Sarah here. It is Saturday, and we started a little bit different than normal. And so I'm a little bit nervous about this. We are doing our Birthday Bash Craftalong, but I switched my setup. So then Mitra could go on and be in the same stream. So if you can see and hear me, let me know. I just need to know that you can see and hear me. Actually, I can see myself. Actually, I can hear myself, so you guys should be able to see and hear. So that's good. And I've got Tracy here with me. So we have all kinds of new stuff going on today. We have a whole new streaming setup. We have Tracy here because my mom's working and my daughter's in Nashville. Okay, so Jan Rosenberg can hear us. So yay. Okay, so anyways, here we are. It is the last day of our Birthday Bash week. And today we are doing the Birthday Bash Craftalong. So we'll get to that in just a minute. If you have questions, Tracy will read them out loud to me. She'll break in and read them out loud. We probably won't type too many answers in during the feed. We might, if Tracy feels like it. Don't hit any weird buttons and turn me off or anything like that. So anyways, just a little bit about Birthday Bash Week. Oh, I disappeared on my phone. Okay, there we go. So the Bash code ends today. So the coupon code is BASH, B-A-S-H. That ends today. That's 26% off regular priced items. It excludes the sale page and it excludes the class kit page. And then after the class, so I'm on, then Mitra's going to be on, and you probably see a little black square in the corner. That's her, but you can't see her yet. She's going to be on doing the shaker card with you, and then that's when I'm going to get everything set up here to do our comment sold live sale. And then that will be on a separate feed. So you'll get off and then you'll wait, and it'll start approximately 10:30. So depending on how much time is in between, you know, maybe go get a coffee or take a potty break or whatever you need to do, but about 10:30, because that's what I've been saying all week, we'll start the comment sold live sale. So, but those orders are totally separate. So if you have stuff in your basket right now on your paper, on the paper cut site, you can check that out whenever you want. And then your comment sold, that'll be checked out separately. So what are we going to do first? Okay. Is there a question?
No, but I was going to put the coupon code is BASH.
Yeah. B-A-S-H.
I was just going to put it in there so that everybody knows.
Okay. Okay. So I think we are going to go down to the table. So Tracy's new at this. So she's going to put me down on the table. Oh, yeah. The little gear thing at the bottom.
The video.
The setting. Nope. The
setting.
That's the setting.
Right. Setting.
And then video. And
then the other camera. I totally got this.
Okay. And then you can X out at the top, and then it'll bring me back big.
Perfect. You're big.
Okay. Well, I'm not seeing myself big yet. So
I was going to say there's a leg on my left as well,
so,
but
there it is. Okay. So we are doing the flip-flop card. And then Mitra is going to get on and she's going to do the shaker card. And I did forget to send her a few pieces, which she'll probably be telling you about, but I'm going to fess up to that right now. So anyways, for the flip-flop card, you have a overlay in there that's pre-stamped. So Mitra's doing this at home because we weren't getting good reception in her office and she forgot to bring a mega mount home with her. So I'm just going to show you how we got that background on there. Actually, I printed it, but it is one of her Mega Mount or cover card stamps. And this isn't the same one because I couldn't find it in my stamp room at the moment. But this is a different one. And this is her Mega Mount. So it's a slightly curved block. And she has this in two sizes, a square size and an A2 size. And if she's watching and you guys have product questions for her, I'm pretty sure she's watching. But she can maybe type in the response to you or link you to whatever information you need. So I'm inking it up, and when I ink, I tap, tappy tap, tappy tap, tappy tap. And if you're not sure if you have enough ink, I always tappy tap some more. And I like to hold it. I like to run my cushion really close to one edge and a little bit further away from the other, because then you can see how close you are to the paper. And if you're new to this, sometimes if your rubber is too far away, as you're rocking it, it'll tend to move. So I like to put my rubber near one edge, so then that rubber kind of catches on the paper. Then you also know how close you are to your paper for the image to start. I hold it in one hand. I put my other hands up here at the top, and then I just rock it forward. And then I like slower is better. Rock it forward and roll it up. Now, you don't want to do backy forthy, because that will give you some, usually it gives you some duplicate images. I actually did it pretty good, so it didn't. So that's how we got the background on your overlay. So just a little Mega Mount demonstration. She has a whole bunch of backgrounds. So let's go on to the flip-flop card. If you just want to pull that out. So in your kit, you should have a flip-flop card. And I also need to tell you how I got, so yours has die cuts in it, but I'm going to show you how I got there. So you can pull yours out. You should have an overlay in there. You should have a magic card slider. You should have 2 pieces of Black Diamond Miri Sparkle and some strips. Is there a question?
Someone says that it's frozen, but it is going on my Facebook.
Yeah, if it's frozen, you might just want to refresh. But yeah, it's going here. So, because we're not seeing any trouble, so I'm moving.
Yep, you're moving on my laptop as well.
Okay, so anyways, yeah, you might need to refresh. I don't know why it would be frozen. You also have a bag of stuff. Now, when Becky kitted these for me, she put all of the stuff for both cards in one bag. So you just need to pull out the pieces you need when we get that far, and your extra pieces are for your shaker card. Okay, so all of your die cuts are in one little bag. And then you also have some little Post-it notes, because I just find that helpful with this card, just to lay it out so you kind of know which panel is what. But I'm going to set mine off to the side. So this card is really long, as you can see. And in your directions, it actually has it laid out with the front view and the inside view. So what I did first was I took my overlay, and I'm going to tell you, this was not, I mean, if I had a different dies, which I am getting, it would make this so much easier. So I am getting some deep etch dies with just some shapes. So, and actually, hang on a second. I need to run out to my work table and get the die, because I don't have it. I'm still here, though.
We're pausing. Just one moment, everybody.
Yeah, now I probably am frozen because I'm not there and nothing's happening. But so I used this die, and I traced that onto the overlay. And then I used a piece of removable tape. And I did get smart after I did this like a couple times. I ended up taking one, using it as my template, and going ahead and drawing the rectangles on each one, and then just die cutting them. Where the first time I did it, I lined it up set it down. Then I ran through my die cut machine. Now I did leave my machine behind me, so you can hear me now, but you can't see me. Ooh, my die cutter is set a little bit tight there. And I'm going to show you what the deep etch dies will do after I show you this kind of process. So this is the front, and sometimes I'll put a little post-it note on, so that's the front. So then you're going to fold it, and now I need to die cut the same shape right there, which I did stick my die in there, and then I just kind of traced a little bit. It's a little bit putsy, and I'm going to show you what those deep etch dies will do rather than going through all of this. So, and yeah, if you're doing a few of them and you want to cheat like I did, which I don't consider it cheating, I just consider it being efficient, where I made one template and then just cut all of them. Okay, so we have our front, and the card folds that way and then that way. And now I need to get this window right here too. And it kind of shows on our little directions, there's little gray boxes that show where your die cutting needs to be. So one more. And yeah, the deep etch dies are going to make this so much nicer. And unfortunately, I didn't think of it until after I die cut a whole bunch of these. Okay, so now for folding it, on the directions it tells you mountain fold, valley fold. So all three of these line up. Okay, so the deep etch dies that I'm getting, I have one, and since this is just my demo piece, I just want to show you one, how it's going to cut through all the layers. So with the deep etch dies, it'll cut through all three layers at the same time, which would be really nice because then you can fold it up and then you can just run it through one time, which will be super awesome. So yeah, I'm going to put a little flower on this one that I just did, just so I can demo that for you. So yeah, the deep etch dies will punch through all the layers at the same time. So I'll be getting those in. Unfortunately, yes, I did not think of it until after I went through the trouble of die cutting them all one at a time. But look at how super nice that is, because then they're perfectly lined up, where this I had to like trace it. And so yeah, watch for the deep etch dies. I'm going to get 4 shapes. I'm going to get this little rectangle. I'm going to get an oval, a circle, and a little square. So, and I'm going to call them flip-flop shapes, deep etch. So you can watch for those that'll be coming up probably in a couple weeks. So anyways, let's go back to, now that I kind of trashed that one, let's go back to the piece that you have. If you set it up in front of you, and if you want to use your little Post-its, you can. This is the front. Okay, so then you make sure that you put this piece on. And actually, and then if you turn it over, that's more the inside. And I like to, when I'm doing it, put where, you know, where my words are going to be, or my cupcake, because then if you're stamping them through the window, you can always fold your window over and stamp right through it. It makes positioning a lot easier. So we know that this is going to be our cupcake, and we know that this is going to be our words. So then if you are stamping words right onto there, which we didn't do because we stamped them right on a swatch, like right here, you could stamp your words right through that window if you're stamping right onto the card. Or if you know your words are here and you fold this a different way, you know that you can stamp through that window. So by putting a little post, knowing where your words are going, you're stamping words, like I have a cupcake here and I have words there. But if you're stamping right onto the card, it's just kind of helpful to know where those are going, because then you can flop it over and stamp right through the windows. So yeah, it is a little bit of a trickier card, but it's nice having it all in one panel. And then the deep edge dies will make it much nicer because you can die cut these all at the same time. So let's turn it back over. We're going to attach our front layer. Now, a couple things with the front layer. If they are not totally centered, like you can take a trim off. Okay, so this one I have more room over on this side. I am going to take a little trim off of that side because, yeah, I hand did them, so I didn't do them perfectly. So you might need to take a trim off of there just to make your borders a little bit better. Oh, and of course I took too much off. And then your layers that are going to go on the front, those do need to be trimmed. Sometimes it's nice to trim those layers before you actually attach this front layer because you can trim it right edge to edge. And then the mirror card, you could either trim edge to edge or you can leave a border all the way around it. So let's attach our black mirror or our black mirror sparkle right to our front layer. No questions. You guys are just working hard, aren't you? Okay. And yeah, just stop us if you have a question. So this one I put it on there edge to edge, and I'm going to grab a scissors and trim it off. And now I can either do my silver mirror card edge to edge, or I can give it a little border all the way around. So I think I'm going to give it a little border. I am just going to kind of hold it there because you guys know I'm a go for it kind of gal. So I just kind of go for it. I usually don't get my ruler out or anything like that because these are handmade. So if it's not perfect, hey, it's okay. Okay, so that piece I'm going to attach on there. Oops, I can't use my 1/2-inch tape. Gonna have to use my 1/4-inch. Anybody else having any freezing problems or
Nope.
Everyone's quiet?
Everyone's quiet.
You guys are all working or you're having coffee? Okay, so now this piece we can attach right onto the front. Turn it over. And remember, trim it down if you need to. It will match the borders better if you trim it down. Go ahead and do that. Yeah, with this new setup, then Mitra can jump on and she's going to stream to all 3 places uninterrupted so we don't have to go off and get back on. So that's what's kind of nice about that. We'll wait and do this inside section after we're done. Okay, but let's turn it over. So just flip the whole thing over. So now your little end, your shorter one is on your right and the big one is on the left. So we're going to go ahead and attach our black layer right there. So black, oh, go ahead.
Hey, Sarah, Bernice wants to know, do you sell the card base for the flip-flop card?
Oh, we do. That's a very good question. I had these sitting here, but I forgot to get them out. So we do have the flip-flop card, and we have them in Grocer Craft or in white, and it's 5 cards with 5 envelopes, and they're either $10 or $11. I'm not sure. So yeah, they're that long, that exact base, that length. They just don't have the windows in them, which getting those deep etch shape dies for the flip-flop card will be super helpful. And I will demo this again once those dies come because that's going to be so very exciting. Okay. Now this one you don't actually see that much of. The only part of this card that you see, or this panel, so if you wanted to make that black smaller, you could, but you only see that little bit that's right there. So that's that panel right there, and you're only seeing it through that window. I just find it slides easier when it's sliding across something flat, where if I just put a layer right here, sometimes this piece that's sliding could get stuck. That's why you don't want to build this up too much with foam tape or anything, because this piece slides and it could get stuck on there. So that's why I like to have one big flat panel back there. Now we are using a magic card slider, so I found a second use for the magic card slider die, and we'll go through that in a little bit. And we can worry about attaching our cupcake because it's attached pieces here. We can do that last. We can attach through the windows last, where if you're stamping, you're going to want to do that first. And that's what I was talking about before, that you know, if we kind of put that, that's where that window falls, you can fold it over and stamp through the window if you're stamping there. So let's go on to our other panel over here. And we have another piece of Black Miri Sparkle. And I'm just going to put my little Post-it note here so I remember my cupcake goes there. So if you're following along and putting Post-it notes down, just so you remember where stuff goes, you can put your cupcake little Post-it. Okay, and then this panel. So this panel is this one right here. So our words are going to end up going there. But again, we have die cut words or a die cut rectangle that's going there. But if you're stamping, you know, if you know your words go there, you can just stamp right through the window. Okay, so now we're going to pull out our slider die. And that's going to end up going here. Now you can see that it's a little long, and I have adhesive on the ends for you and on the little piece that slides up and back. Okay, so you can either, on my sample here, I just cut a little bit off one end, but you could take a little sneak off of both ends so it fits there. So yeah, it's a little bit long. And then you're just going to take, you want to make sure it falls below your window. So you don't want that slider die up too much because you don't want to see it through the window. So you're going to take the adhesive off. And attach it. It can go right up to your score. And I have mine fairly low. And like if you're die cutting your own, you can die cut it in like a coordinating color. So I attached it, you know, on top of my Black Miri Sparkle from the score all the way over. It will hang off the end, so you might have to trim a little bit off. Then you're going to put your little stop thing over there. Okay, so we pretty much have the setup now ready to go. I'm going to turn it back over just so I can show you. Actually, you're going to turn it back over really quick. So look at the front again, and we need to tape a couple panels together. On my sample that I have here that's not totally attached, they're not taped together, but you can see right here that this front panel is attached. So this is two panels right here. It's the front panel and it's the panel right next to it. So this front panel is attached right to this panel. See how that one flops under and gets attached like that. So we're actually going to turn it over. I just wanted you to see it from this side. So this front panel does attach to this panel. So I'm going to flip it back over. So this panel right here is going to attach to your front panel. Okay. So, and yeah, sometimes I'll put, just so I remember that tape, oops, I did have a tape one too. Here it is. Tape goes on just this panel. If you put tape on this panel and you put too much tape, then you'll end up taping your card shut. So tape goes on this panel, and then we just fold that over, and those two panels attach together. And you can see I didn't do a great job die cutting, but that's okay. Hopefully I did better on yours than on mine. But when I get the deep etch dies, you're going to die cut them all at the same time, so then they're going to perfectly line up. So for your tape, you can put tape all the way around here. And that's going to end up attaching to this side, so that you're going to put tape on there and then you're going to fold it over onto, so this is the front, and you're going to put tape right here and then just fold it from left to right. Okay, so let's put tape on there. I'm going to put a little bit next to the window too. So we have tape on there and we're folding it from left to right. So this window is going to pile on top of that window. Just like that. So in this card, we're kind of looking at this section right here. Now, so put it in front of you with the front on your right-hand side, and you can kind of see that this section right here just kind of folds in, and that's how you close the card. So it just kind of folds in, and then you close the card. And then when you just take your fingers and push it, but see when it's open like that, like people might not know how they're actually opening this card. So that's why I actually put the slider in there, because then it follows along. So it stays attached and just kind of follows along. So this slider is going to end up attaching to the back of this right here. So when we remove our adhesive and we fold this in, it attaches to right here. And then when you open it, it follows the slider. Okay, so go ahead and you have the front of your card. You have your little flap right here, and your slider die cut is going to attach right there. So we're going to peel the backing off. And we can just make sure it's all the way over on the left-hand side and kind of centered. You want it centered top to bottom, and just kind of fold that in. And it's going to attach, and then you slide. So you flip-flop, flip-flop. And now if you're stamping your words, you know that your words are going right there. So just one more time, because I have this one that's not attached yet. And this one you can see the difference. You guys had tape on yours, so we spoiled you a little bit. I'm going to put tape on mine. And see, mine wasn't attached. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to, just in case you're behind a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and I'm looking at the inside view. I'm going to put tape on this panel, which is kind of our middle one. This window is going to stack on top of that one. So just in case you needed to see it a second time, then there's a score right here. We're going to fold it from left to right. They piled on top of each other. And then we have our front panel, our little flap. We have it opened up. Our little slider die cut is going to end up attaching to right here. So make sure it's all the way at the left, centered up and down, fold it in. And that's where we get our flip-flop. See how if you have anything sticking up, that could get caught right there. So that's why you never want to put foam tape right here. You want to keep that piece as flat as possible and make sure to use adhesive, good all the way around so it doesn't get stuck. But with the magic card slider die, it does do pretty good staying up a little bit, depending on how you're holding it, because, yeah. Okay, so now let's go on to our packet of pieces.
Hey, Sarah, we have a couple questions.
Question.
So the first question is from Pat. She wants to know, do the blank cards come with instructions?
Yes, they do come with instructions, and they come with kind of a setup like this, showing you the front view. It won't be the exact sample, but they come with the setup right here, showing you the front and the mountain and valley folds, and then where the windows are. And the window shape could change depending on what you die cut.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the next question is from Anne, and she wants to know, could you have two sliders on the top too as well?
You probably could put a slider at the top. Yeah, you could put one on top. You just have to be careful that it doesn't run into wherever your window is. Okay, so if this window is too far up, let me see if I have an extra slider here. I do. And you could also cut your little, you could cut this a little bit narrower. So it needs to have a little bit of a lip on it so this doesn't slide off. But yes, you could put one up at the top too. And then it would slide along both of them. But yeah, you just have to be careful with your shape. See how my shape is near the top and that band sticks out. So if your shape is more in the middle, or you have a smaller, because this band is pretty big on there, you could have a smaller band that goes around it too. So yeah, you could have one in both. For your shape, let's see. I got to unattach one of these so you guys can actually see. Hang on, let me see if I can get this unattached. Okay, so your shape can't be any bigger than this panel right here, which is 2 3/4 approximately. So you want your shape to be, a 2-inch shape because that's what's sliding. So that panel is what's sliding right there. So your shape can only be, it can't be any wider than this panel right here. So, whoops, and I had that one there. So let's put this back together. But yeah, you could put a slider on the top and the bottom depending on your shape and the placement of it.
Okay.
All right.
And then I know that, they can use the code BASH for the sale.
Yep.
But are there any other additional BASH deals today?
Well, there's BASH deals that I've put in the sale page all week long. I've put a couple things on the sale page and they're in a box at the top that says 50% off BASH deals, or there's a cardstock sale. I'm not putting anything in those today. So I put just a few items in there yesterday in the cardstock one, and I'm not putting any additional ones in those 2 folders today or boxes because we're doing the comments sold. So there will be a lot of deals with the comments sold, but there's not any additional BASH items.
Okay. And that comment sold, that's what's at 10:30 this morning,
yes,
right?
That's at 10:30.
So MJ, those will be at 10:30 this morning will be the comments sold. And it is 9:30 Central Time. So in about an hour. Mary Ann, and I just want to go back to it. I know she's getting a little caught up, but I wanted to know, is the black glitter piece on with the dull dye, or is it glitter side up?
Glitter side up.
Okay.
Yeah, glitter side up. So if I take this apart, yes, my glitter side is up. So on your directions, if you lay it out and you're looking at the inside view with your little flap on the right and your big flap on the left, the glitter side is facing up.
Great.
Okay.
Marianne, I hope that helps you. And a good morning to you, Samantha Lynn.
Your daughter?
Yeah, she says good morning.
Good morning,
Mom
Sam.
and Sarah.
Okay, so now let's go. Actually, I'm going to put this back together one more time. Good thing I didn't tape that with some super sticky tape, but we make it work. So for attaching things, so we have this piece that you can attach right through the window. And again, you want to put tape all the way to the outer edges because you don't want it flopping up at all and getting caught when it slides. Actually, I was answering questions while I was getting this stuff out. So I'm going to, this is all of the stuff that you have in your piece, in your little bag. You don't need these 2. Those are for the shaker card. The Wish Big is for the shaker card. So put them back. The string, which I did white. So you're going to get a blue marker out, or you could use any color marker you want. And you put that back in there and you're going to color it. There's a little bow in there in case you wanted it on your balloon. So I didn't use it on mine. So you're going to put that back in there. And then you do have 4 cupcakes. I only used 3. So you get 1 bonus cupcake. So, and I'm going to show you this. I'm going to go off topic just a little bit because while I'm weeding out my stuff, or if I'm talking and you need something to do, for when Mitra gets on, you guys have foam tape, and you've been hearing me whine about foam tape quite a bit over the last 6 months since 3M changed their formula. Well, the foam tape that I sent you is the squishy one that I've been whining about. Sorry, but that's what I have because 3M changed their formula. But normally, when I'm trying to cut it, if I'm just mid-air, if I'm not using a really sharp scissors, it's hard to cut and it's super sticky. And yeah, that's what I've been complaining about. But we attached it, just a piece of cardstock, and this is Gorilla tape, so then it pulls off. But I found it super easy to cut it while it's on, because then it's not all sticky and flimsy and spongy. So you're going to end up cutting your foam tape in half down the middle. And if you're super conservative with your foam tape and you want to cut it into 3s, you can. But for the Mitras, you do need to cut your foam tape at least in half, and then in about 3/4 to 1 inch little segments. But if you cut it while it's on your card, then it's super easy to, just pull off. It's harder to cut when it's just loose hanging in midair. So while I'm yammering on, or while I'm weeding my stuff, if you want to cut your foam tape so to be prepared for Mitra's shaker card, you can do that.
Hey,
Question.
Yeah. So we have one user who is bummed because she missed buying this class. Can they buy this class today yet, or when going online?
Yeah, I did sell out of it.
Okay.
And once I will be doing another flip-flop card as soon as my deep etch dies come, because that will make it much easier to die cut that. So watch for a craft along. I'll do it every Thursday night. I do a demo. So on one of these upcoming Thursdays, after I get my deep etch dies, I will do another flip-flop card. It won't be this exact design, but I can tell you that it'll be super cute. I don't know what it'll be yet, but I will make it good. And that one I'll have a kit, and you can craft along with me on a Thursday night. And there will probably be where you can buy the deep etch dies with the kit. So yeah, we'll have another one, not this exact one, but it will be a flip-flop card after my deep etch dies come. So yeah, this one I ran out of the kits, and with the sale going on, we just kind of had to stick a fork in it and move on. Okay, so weeding, if you're not familiar with the weeding term, it is just taking the die cuts, you're weeding them out and taking all of that little stuff out. Who made up that term? No clue. I didn't know what it was in the beginning either, but yeah, that's weeding, is like taking your die cuts out of the rest of their paper, throwing the junk out. So, and you can use whichever cupcakes you want. Now, I did give you, and this is totally up to you if you want to do this, I gave you a piece of silver mirror card and a piece of red metallic in case you wanted to put some silver, like the strawberry, if you want to put red behind it. But that does, or silver behind there, or this one I got and put silver behind there. This one I didn't, I just attached it straight on. It depends on how ambitious you are, because you actually have to cut pieces that kind of line up with the cupcake. So I'm not going to go through that putsy trouble today. But I gave you those in case, because for example, like just say this one. Oh, let's do this one. This one will be easier. Just say this one that you want to see silver through these little diamondy parts of the cupcake. If you cut a little strip of it, so, but that's what the extra piece of silver mirror card and the extra piece of red is in your kit. You can put a little bit of silver behind there. It is a little bit putzier. I'm not going to do it today, but you have adder.
Hey, Sarah.
Yes. So yeah, you could attach that. See? Okay.
Somebody's asking, do you know about how much those deep?
Honestly, I have not gotten pricing on them. Okay. So I do not know yet how much the deep etch dies are. And it totally is dependent on how much, how big of space the dies take. So for example, if I got 4 shapes, and they might be this space, it's probably going to be a costly set just because like this one's a $25 die. So if I get 4 shapes, they'll probably take up this area. And I don't know if the deep etch, I don't know if they're more expensive. Like, I don't know how much more expensive they are than the regular ones. So I might just do 2 shapes together and 2 shapes together. I'll do a circle and the oval together, and I'll do the square and the rectangle, or vice versa. I'll do the oval with the rectangle and the square and the circle together. I'll probably divide it up. So it's not, you can get 2 shapes, and then you can buy the other 2 shapes if you want all 4. So I probably won't put them together as one set because it might be too costly.
Okay, and then when you get to a moment where you wouldn't mind backtracking just a little bit.
Okay.
Someone's asking, could you show again where the words cupcake and smaller black glitter should go?
The words. Okay. So yeah, I actually haven't even gotten to that part yet.
Okay.
So that's why we didn't do that. So while you're looking at it, okay, and this one is, attached together. Our cupcake is going to go right here. And I think I did attach. Yeah, I attached my blank rectangle right through the front and attached. So on our directions, it kind of shows on the little one is where your words are going to go. On the big one is where your cupcake's going to go. So if you're doing something, right onto that one, like right onto the inside of the panel, you want to do it before it's assembled, because we're attaching pieces to it. We can do it when it's actually closed and do it right through that window. But that's why I sometimes use these Post-it notes in the beginning, because then I can keep track of where things are going to go based on my directions that were on the pictures that were on the directions.
I think that maybe what she's asking is, could you show once again, where you have those Post-its? Can you open that to show?
Yeah. Quick? So hang on.
Or do you have it all attached?
Well, I can. Okay. So this is, I had the words right here, and I had the word cupcake somewhere. Oh, here it is. So the cupcake. Now this piece is going to be harder for me to disassemble.
I don't think you need to. I think she just wanted to see that smaller black glitter where the words are, that panel that goes on.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, if I disassembled this panel right here would be more out here. So it's on your end 2 panels. This panel you're seeing through the window when you're looking at the front of your card. And then when it's folded up, this panel is the one that it's hidden right now because it's, over on this side of the card. And then that's the panel that flops around. So that little panel is the panel that flops around when you open the card up.
Great. Marianne, I hope that helps.
Okay. So let's do that. Okay. So I'm now going to take my little cupcake Post-it note off of there, and I'm going to attach it. I'm going to attach it with some microdot adhesive. So I'm attaching that. And like I said, this is where you can put silver mirror card behind there if you want, but you do just want it to be totally attached. You don't want any loose ends. And then when we flop that around, this is where I had my little Post-it note where the words are going right there. So they're on the little panel, and then when it flops around, but because we're doing a piece that attaches, we didn't have to like pre-stamp it in the beginning. But like right now, you could like stamp through there if you're just doing it on the white. Okay, so we're attaching this. Okay, so there we have our flip-flop. And now all we have left to do, well, we have two things left to do. Right here is where we attached our other piece of Miri Sparkle and Mirror card. So you're going to cut those. Ooh, okay, well, I could cut them this way. And I could cut that one a little shorter. That's how I used to measure it. I just took it and lined it up kind of at the score and then at my window, and then I just gave it a little chop. So let's do the same thing with our other one. Where are we at for time, Tracy?
It is 9:47.
Oh, okay. We need to, well, that's probably good timing because Mitra will probably be like, I don't know, 20 minutes doing her shaker card, maybe. Maybe she's like, I don't know what she's saying. she's either saying it's not going to take me that long, or she's saying, oh crap.
Saying, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed. I'm not really.
There she is. Okay, so, but we're almost done here. And then I need to make Mitra big, and I'll make me small. And then I'll sign off. So after Mitra's done, I'll probably jump on really quick. Or I'll just talk and tell you that I'll be on with comment sold. So that will be a separate post. The comment sold will be. So you will have to like refresh your computer to find the comment sold post.
And again, that comment sold is at 10:30.
Yes. Yep. And I think at the rate we're going, that's probably was good timing. Good thing I didn't say 10:15. So, and then you can attach, you know, more cupcakes up here. So I'm not going to do that at the moment. I'm going to close it up, and you're going to attach your happy birthday wherever you want down here, and you can overlap your mirror card. So let's get some microdot adhesive. My microdot adhesive gets used a lot, so I have to find an area on them that actually still has dots. I hate to part with anything, so, you know, but it gets to a point where you have to just say, okay, this one is done. I'm going to put my happy on there. You know, I like to use it till every little speck of microdot is totally used up. And if you put it down and it's not attaching, you can always like, oh, this one attached pretty good. You can always go to a different area of the paper and try it again. So you did have 3 gems in one of the kits. I think they were in the cupcake or in the shaker card kit. So you can use 1 gem for the happy or the birthday. I did have my gems around here somewhere. And then the other 2 are on the wish big. So there we have our flip-flop card. I didn't attach my cupcakes to the inside yet, but you can do that. Again, you can use the red and the purple and the red or the silver, and you can put that behind your cupcake if you want to do the strawberry or just make them blingier. And so now I am going to get off. We're going to turn it. Oh, question.
One question. I think I know the answer, but just to confirm, the bash sale goes through the end of today, correct?
Yes. Bash sale goes through the end of today. And sometimes I extend it till the next morning because I don't want to get yelled at about the time change. So, because people question whether it's midnight Eastern time, Central time, Pacific time. So just so I don't have to worry about that. Usually it goes, like you could probably try it in the morning and it'll still work, just because I don't want to have to worry about time zones. So, and if you've ever tried that, you know that usually I do it a little bit longer just in case. So let's turn it over to, I'm going to leave my cards here so it might appear that it's frozen for a minute. And I'm going to go over to the computer and we'll get Mitra up big. And I have to turn my volume off. Okay, so, oops, actually we're going to go here. Okay, this worked yesterday. There we go. Now Mitra's on there.
Hi. Okay.
And we're going to, hang on, I got
That
turn.
part, glad you made let me do an easier part. Can you hear me? Is that okay? Sarah's gone. Okay, good morning. I'm assuming you guys can hear me. I am Mitra. I own Impression Obsession. I have known Sarah forever. We have done stuff together for years and years and years. We used to do things at shows together. Nowadays, we're not really traveling so much, but it's fun to kind of hook up a little bit, and we always use each other's stuff. So I'm gonna switch to I'm at home because my office internet isn't working very well. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't gonna have a problem streaming. So I am at home, but my setup's a little bit weird. And I don't do this nearly as often as Sarah does, so bear with me. Let me switch to my overhead camera and let's get going. Okay, let's see, here we are. Okay, I am gonna make this shaker card for you. It has cute little, what do you call that stuff? Confetti kind of stuff in it. Okay, so let's get going to begin with. You can get out of your packs, well, two things. Like Sarah said earlier, you want to cut your foam tape because that's kind of the first thing we're going to do. I'm going to finish cutting mine real quick. So you want to cut that into skinnier strips so you have enough to go around. This card, see if I can show you. If you can see from the side, it's got 2 stacked up layers of foam tape on it. That's what we're going to do. So the first things you're going to want is this overlay that Sarah die cut with our background stamp, and then the piece of acetate. You want to flip that over onto, put the printed side down and the white side on the back, and you're going to attach your acetate to it. So you're going to take some adhesive and attach your acetate here. All right. Okay, so once you got that stuck down, Sarah gave me a very good trick for the next part, which is to take this, which is the die cut that came out of here, put it underneath it so that you can see where it is. Because what you want to do is what we're going to do right now is, this is the model she gave me for this. You're going to put foam tape all the way around this edge. This is what's going to hold your shaker stuff in. So the shaker stuff's going to go in there. So the first setup we're going to do is, this is just a guide to show you that you can put your foam tape up to this close. All right, so I'll put this over here so you can see. So what we're going to do, I'm not trying to do all the tape at one time because it's going to be easier. So we're going to foam tape all the way around the circle, and make sure when you are foam taping this, and I'll show you as I do it, you want the foam tape to butt up against each other, because it's making kind of a enclosure for the confetti. So you don't want that falling out of the cracks. So make sure we take enough time to butt that up exactly. The outsides, this is just to layer your card, so that doesn't need to be that careful. So I'm going to take the foam tape, and we're going to spend a little bit of time doing this. The foam tape should peel right off of the backing sheet. I'm going to stack my foam tape first, and then cut it. Then we're just going to cut it in probably little inch-sized pieces. I'm going to do it this way. So it's all together. Okay. So you're just going to start to piece that around your opening of your shaker. And I'm trying to look at comments in case anybody has questions. Let's see how we're going to butt that right up against the one next to it. I'm going to smash it up a little bit just to make sure it's nice and solid. I have not done Facebook Lives really at all, so it's kind of funny to be doing this and to be doing this from home. It's very weird. Okay. Still just kind of space that. Take another one of my strips and do that. Why am I doing it this way? Stack these. Just so I have it again, so I have a double thickness to make it tall enough to hold our stuff. See if that's enough of that. And definitely you can comment if you have any questions. These are the stamps and the dies on here are from the Impression Obsession, which is why I'm here. Okay, so you're basically going to make that to hold you do a very good job up here. Maybe I'll try and make it go in a little bit further. Trim it a teeny bit. Okay. Yeah. There you go. So there's my completed outside the circle. That's the hardest part of this whole thing is getting that paste around your circle. And then it doesn't matter that you have this anymore because I'm just using that for placement. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and finish the foam taping because why not do it all at once? So I'm gonna put a little piece in the middle to keep that nice and up. Finish my last piece of foam tape. Thank you, Facebook user. I love my silhouettes too. One of my artists, Dina, does just some really cool silhouettes, and I am addicted to them. I use them. I find them to be so easy to use. I use them on everything. I do a monthly card kit for the retailer customers, stores that buy from us, and I grab the silhouettes more often than anything else because they're just easy to use, and she chooses such, I don't know, it's just such cool designs for that. Okay, I'm gonna put some more around the edge. Okay. This is a very clever idea of Sarah's to put this on Gorilla Tape. I would not have thought of that myself, and she's right about this foam tape. It was a terrible thing when they changed the formulation. And I love a foam tape, so it's doubly distressing for me because I use foam tape on everything. And you used to be able to tear it, and you can't tear it anymore without having to cut it. The little challenges in life. All right. Cut a little bit on the corner up here, and then we'll call this complete. All right. So a little bit up there. Okay. So you have foam taped the back of this thing to death. Do we have a Facebook? I do. It's Impression Obsession Rubber Stamps, I think, is our Facebook page. We also have a fan page called Impression Obsession Fans. So yeah, sure, we do. We have an Instagram if you're into Instagram. And we're going to be doing more now that the world has changed so much that people are doing so much with online things. So I hope to do more of this kind of thing with my own customers at some point when I get my act together. And Sarah cannot say anything about that because my act is never together. Okay, so once we've done this, I'm going to put the shaker sprinkles inside of the foam tape. So hopefully you've got them all like butt up against each other so they're not going to fall out. I'm just going to put that in there. And I guess I probably should have peeled this off, but then you're going to peel off the backing of the foam tape around your window. Whoa. Be careful if you do it in the way I did. You don't want to bounce your shaker and stuff out. And then you're going to take the silver piece of mirror card. And you're going to flip that over. And, oh, I guess I probably should take the rest of my tape off just in case. I'm going to do that because it's going to cover it up a little bit. All right, so you're going to put this piece of, with the silver side facing down on top of that hole, okay? So that's what's going to keep all of the shaker stuff inside of the window. Get this off here. All right, so that's the end of the creation of your shaker. That's the part that now, just like this, holding these shakers in. All right. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to take your bigger piece of mirror card and you're going to flip this thing around. Look how much stuff is in this one. So much more than my sample. All right, so I'm gonna center that on the silver big layer of mirror card. Lovely. It's Gorilla Tape, Sarah said. She says it also works with duct tape. That was her thing, not mine, but that's what she told me, that it works with duct tape. All right, and you're going to assemble the card. So I'm going to put some tape adhesive on the back of this and put it on the card. See how much easier this card is? So fast. Now we won't be late for the sale. I was very worried about being late for the sale. We're going to be in pretty darn good shape there. There's a little bit more to do here, so I'm going to stick this onto my card base. I'm doing a terrible job of centering, so give me a second. Okay. Okay. So Sarah did not give me die cuts for the balloon frame. You have a purple balloon frame. I made a blue one because I don't have the actual purple die cut, but yours should be purple. You're going to have a wish and a big, and I had to weed out my pieces there. Weeding, by the way, for Sarah's information, really comes from people who are doing like vinyl transfers, like with the Cricut and stuff. You weed all that stuff out so that when you put it on whatever your thing is, it just has the design. So it really came from that part of the industry. But yeah, I guess people started using it for die cuts, but that was really from that part of the industry. Okay, so last things we're going to do here is I use the back of this thing, so I'm gonna adhere my balloon border die cut, and you'll have this piece left over. You can take that and put it in here if you want to build it up a little bit and adhere that in there, and then put your purple one on top of it. Gives a little bit more dimension. Sarah did that on the sample. I'll do it because we got all the time in the world. So I'm going to lay that in sort of like an inlay right here. And see, that's why we use that as the, and so now you can't see the foam tape anymore. Clean and pretty. And then I'm going to put this on top of it. Yours, remember, is purple. She also die cut a balloon string out of white. I think she told you guys you need a marker. You're just going to color your string with blue marker, which I'm doing now. And then I wish I had some microdot adhesive, but I don't. So I'm just going to use my glue dots roller to put adhesive on my string. Stick that down. This string comes from a set that's just balloon strings. It's meant to go with this die, and then we have a couple other balloon dies that the strings go with. Let's see how we did this. She stuck this down here a little bit. Going to place that, and it's going to go off the edge of the card. I'm going to trim that real quick. Now my balloon is all blue. All right. Okay, and then the last bit we're going to do is adhere the words, and then there are gems that go where the dots of the eye are. So I'm going to touch those real quick. Microdot thing is a lot easier, but well, all right. Mine aren't quite the same colors. Yours are prettier. All right. All right, so I'm putting wish big. Then you should have the gems that she just showed you at the end of the last card. We're going to put those on over top of the eyes. A little bit of extra bling. And there you have it. It's a cute little shaker card. I love it. Thank you, Sarah, for letting me do that with the people. Yeah, it was cute and much easier than, shaker cards, people, I think they get a bad rap. People think they're so hard, but they really aren't. Cute. And you can put all kinds of things in them, and this is an easy way to do it. So I'm done with that. Sarah, I don't know if you're out there getting ready for your comment sold. I mean, I'll switch my camera now. I'll talk for a second. So I think she had said you guys can take a little break, go get a coffee, get some food, whatever, because her comment sold is starting in like 22 minutes. But that's me.
I'm here.
Okay, Tracy, all the way, by the way, Tracy, you did an amazing job with the questions. You're like a professional.
Like that. And then so I'm here, everybody. I'm going to talk for a minute. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, now switch cameras.
That one, right?
Yep.
Get rid of me.
Okay, now hang on one second. There we go.
You're
Okay.
gone.
You're gone.
Excellent.
Okay, I'm back for a minute, and I am just gonna what you were looking at, the other view where you saw like a whole bunch of like bags. That was a top view from I've got all the comment sold stuff lined up on my table in front of me. So I am gonna get off, and it's 10:09. We actually have 20 minutes. I'll probably start like 5 minutes early because I'm going to talk for a little bit, but I'll explain it to you guys while you're listening. And then a lot of people might join right at like 10:25, 10:30, and I'll explain it again. So if you have not registered for Comment Sold, I did a post, actually in this feed, I posted the link, but also 2 posts ago, I posted a link to it also. So if you are just registering for Comment Sold, you're going to kind of see this, and you need to log in with Facebook. and it will take you through some prompts. It'll ask you, I think, your email and your phone number, and that's to set up your account. But what's really important is you need to connect Messenger and then hit get started. So once you have done it properly, it will look like this. So it'll say welcome back and your name. And then right here, mine says disconnect Messenger. So I don't want to do that. That just means I am connected to Messenger, which is good. You want to be connected to Messenger. So if you log in or you open your account and you see this screen where it says click get started to confirm your account, because that's very important to confirm your account. You want to click the get started, and you also want to connect to Messenger. So that's really important. If you're not sure, if you're, just get out and then re-click on the link, and hopefully your account says that, and that means you're connected properly. Okay. It's hard for me right now, like the last few days, if somebody, emailed me or messaged me, but like right now, I'm not going to get those messages. So those are the steps in order to make sure that you're connected properly. You need to be connected to Messenger, and you need to click on that get started to confirm your account. So now when we do sold, what's going to happen, and I'll repeat this, so if you're missing this, that's fine, and there's people that aren't on yet. I'm going to hold an item up. You're going to see a little bubble above my head. That's what I call it, a little bubble. And it's going to say sold and a number. So, and then you type that in if you want it. So I am going to start with our grab bags. And so you can't type it in yet because the bubble's not above my head. I'm going to start with this. So this will appear above my head. And then I'm going to talk and give instructions and repeat things so everybody's on the same page before we really start getting going fast and frantic. So, and I do have a lot of newer things. I've been cleaning out my stamp room, and you would not believe what I found. Or I found a whole box of class stuff that I didn't even know was there. How do I get to the get started page? So if you, Margie, so when you...
So I did just let her know that there's a link in the comments.
Yep. And you're going to log in with Facebook. It should ask you your email and your phone number, maybe, and then connect to Messenger. And then, you can get out of your account, log back in, because I had somebody that was having trouble getting to that get started. So
okay.
If they're not confirmed, if they go back in, it'll say, welcome back, Margie. And then it'll say, click get started. Now, somebody had trouble on their phone yesterday, and I don't know what the trouble was. It's hard with technology because you can't be there to help. So it's sometimes really hard to explain. And so then she went on her computer and she was able to do it. So yeah, I know it can be frustrating. And especially because you want to go through the camera or go through your phone to help somebody, but it's not always possible. But get started or connect to Messenger. I think you need to do both. But I think once you click get started, then it connects to Messenger. So
if you want to let them know, I'm going back to grab that link.
Oh, Tracy's going to repost the link. Melanie just said I can't see my account. Melanie, I did see it where it said get started. So I think you are good. And unfortunately, that's something that I can't do. I can't, somebody said, can you just confirm my account? I can't do it because it has to do it through your Messenger and through your Facebook. So Melanie Elvery, I did get a message saying get started. So yours should be good to go. So, and you can always just, close out and then click on that link again, and it should bring you right into your account. You might have to say continue or log in with Facebook. So, because if you're not logged into Facebook, you might need to log into Facebook. If you're already logged into Facebook, you might have to hit the word continue to get past that to your account screen. So the other thing is with shipping. Shipping can be difficult for paper. We have this every time we have a sale and do the comment sold. So on the comments sold, and I'm going to repeat all this, so you can just sit back, take a break, do whatever. But on the comments sold, it is automatically going to charge $10 for shipping, which sometimes is more than what's needed if you only have one item, or it's way less if you have a ton of items. And then there's the paper cut order. Like if you went on our website and placed an order and you paid shipping there, you're going to get messages after you have items in your cart that you can check out. You can hold off checking out. The carts will be good until 11:45 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. And
the code is BASH.
Well, that's on ours. Yeah, that's on our website. But the comments sold items that are in your cart, they're kind of two separate entities.
Okay.
The comments sold items will be in your comment sold cart until 11:45 tonight. And then those will expire and they'll go. And if somebody is on a wait list, they'll go into their cart. So you need to pay by tonight, but don't frantically jump in and pay right away, because if you already paid for shipping on the paper cut site and you're only adding on, one or two things that we can easily throw into your other order, I can click a box so it doesn't charge you shipping. I can't go through everybody and, see who's ordered and click. So if you email me and say, Sarah, I ordered at the paper cut, I only have 2 items or, very few items. Can you enable my free shipping? So then we can combine it. With the shipping, if you were charged too much, I usually do contact people and say, do you want to throw in a couple other items because we overcharged you for shipping? Or if you didn't pay enough, then we will contact you. With the comments sold, so say you have 10 items in your comments sold, you paid for them, and then somebody doesn't get an item off of you and it's on your wait list, then you're going to get a notice saying a waitlisted item is now available. Well, and if you add onto your order on comments sold within 96 hours, it won't charge you additional shipping. So it just says no shipping because we can combine this order.
A couple people are saying that it says comment charge disabled. That's because it hasn't started yet. Am I correct with that?
Well, comment charge, if you have comment charge enabled, no, this is kind of your payment method.
Okay.
But if you have comment charge enabled, it will automatically charge your PayPal account with each item. Don't do that, because then if you have 20 items, and they're $2, $2, $2, it'll do a PayPal for every item. So it'll do a PayPal as soon as you get an item. So don't enable the comment charge.
So you want to leave it disabled.
Yes, because otherwise you and me will have a whole bunch of small little PayPal charges.
Okay.
So it'll be a pain for you if you reconcile your PayPal. It'll be a pain for me. So that's what that comment charge does, is it just automatically charges it to PayPal as soon as you get an item.
So just to kind of, so somebody says,
oh, Margie, you're confirmed. Yay. Okay, go ahead.
Awesome.
Sorry.
So just to kind of confirm, so when they are putting everything together and if they're getting charged multiple ship charges, that they notice it, they should send you an email
right
today.
Yeah, I'll be on my email all afternoon.
Okay.
So, and really it should only be 2 charges that'll be on our regular website, and it'll be on the comment sold, because any add-ons to comment sold aren't going to charge you shipping. Margie had the question, does she need to be on the paper cut for the sale? You're going to be right here, like on the paper cut Facebook page for the comment sale. We are going to shut down in like a minute or 2. So I can train Tracy on what to do.
Otherwise, this could be real fun.
Yeah. So we're going to shut down, and then at 10:30, go back on the paper cut page. You might need to refresh in order to get back on. So yeah, we're going to stop this feed. I can answer, I'm going to go through a lot of this again. I just figured as long as I had you and we had some time, we may as well go through it. But we'll go through it again when the comment sold sale starts. And with the comment sold, I think it says that comment sold, the paper cut is live with comment sold or something like that. And you'll see that bubble above my head. Okay. So Tracy and I, as long as there's no more questions right now, I'm going to tell her to push, I think it's end stream.
End stream.
and then we'll get set up and we'll be back in 10 minutes. Bye, guys.
We out.